Shalom Ad Barak. Peace and blessings to everyone. Give me just a moment. I'm about to share out to TikTok land and we'll get started. Greetings to YouTube land. Greetings to TikTok land. Today we'll be speaking on entrepreneurship and service in the community. I believe that might be a person I know as Triple OG. I might be wrong. Michelle McGee. Shalom Barak to you. We talk about entrepreneurship, service in the community, and we've been on a series, the origin series of different special interest groups that I've met along the way. I represent Highest Heights Studio. Let's see here. I'll share out to a few people, some familiar names and faces over in TikTok land, and then we'll get everything started. Pray everyone's having a great day. Let's see over there on YouTube land. 14 people have joined the room. Cats. Shalom Aparat, Maverick Mantra. Hey, looking for an honest opinion. What do you think about South Asians have all natural free-form dreads? Comic Boy, Old Marley. Okay, one moment. I'll be right back with you about those things. Shalom Aparat to all of you. Thank you for stopping through. Appreciate you. Joseph Bay, Joyce Ness, um, Damon Rasheen. Assalamu alaikum, shalom alaikum, bienvenido, welcome to you all, peace and blessings. We have a question over here about my opinion on freeform dreads or things going on with Southeast Asians. Kat, you have a great day too. Thank you, I appreciate that. Tada, thank you. Shukran, thank you. Spasibo, thank you. Michael Adrian, Robert Howell, Shalom Barak, thank you for joining. Shalom Barak. As I was saying, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we get together and we talk about entrepreneurship and servicing the community. Now, this isn't just a woo-hoo kind of moment or anything like that, and we're going to speak it to manifest it kind of thing. This is, okay, if you proclaim that you would like to be an entrepreneur, then there is a step-by-step way to do so. Register yourself legitimately and conduct your business. Most people get held back by things like, oh, I need to have a brick and mortar storefront somewhere to look like I'm really doing business. Not so. Oh, I need to have a warehouse somewhere for all of my stuff. Not so. We can get into those specifics as we go along. When I first started this live itself, I was speaking about the business proposal. Your business proposal is 7 sections of an outline that not only describes your business as far as what it is that you do for your service or your product, it also describes your management form or strategy, which would also be the ownership and proprietary model, right? because even if it's just a mom and pop store, which would be a sole proprietor situation, or if it happened to be a general contractor, then that would be an LLC, or a barber, that's an LLC. A subcontractor, someone who might do roofing, works for someone who writes out contracts according to the projects that need to be done. We're going to frame up 5 houses in a cul-de-sac. I need a foundation layer. I need someone who can frame up the walls. And then I'm going to need someone who can run the electricity and plumbing. Then I need the flooring and the walls placed inside. We'll finish with the roof. Over here in TikTok land, they're telling me to swipe about something. How's everybody doing over here? All right, nice name. Uh, Che Carter, Yolis Garcia, Daryl. This is an adult and mature room, so there's times when I might not read off someone's name. I appreciate everyone stopping in. Speak easy. We're going to speak on 10 different special interest groups. Today, we're going to talk about a particular one that's called crypto and beyond. Thank you for the love. Yahweh, Ahava. Thank you for the love. Yahweh is love. That is how Ahava is love. It takes Yahweh. Who is Yahweh? I work in service and under the authority, under the Shem, under the name Yahweh Elohim. Akshem Ravak HaKadesh. Akshem Yashavai HaMashiach. Amin Selah Asher. What does all that mean? That means I work in the service under the name and the authority of our Creator, the Lord of all creations, owner of everything, and the Holy Spirit, and Yahshua the Messiah. Now, over in TikTok land, there's a membership that people can join. It's called the Sahaba. Those in the Sahaba would take the promise to serve the same authority that I just listed. And in doing so, you would be taking a promise to serve. That's simple. Not mean there's a certain mission that we're all supposed to do. There's a walk. And in Arabic, that would be called a deen. If you walk up to me and you say, hey, I'm walking the divine path. Hold on a moment. TikTok froze for a second. If you walk up to me and you said, hey, I'm walking on the divine path, or say, our Father's peace to you, Assalamu alaikum, or it depends on how you say it to me, then I might even say, Shalom Barak. Some people are saying, Ya Shalom, so we can put our Father's name in it. I understand. Our Father is peace to you. So, in order to walk the entrepreneurial path, it doesn't necessarily mean that you would also have to walk the divine path. However, it does mean that you have to have some merit, a moral compass. See, hey, Cupcake, Shalom Barak Queen. Yes, I am on YT as well. Yes, we are simultaneously broadcasting. It's a it's a concept that I call rocking and rolling. See, we were rocking and rolling before the electric guitar. We were rocking and rolling before that boat that everybody doesn't want to talk about because we were already on boats. We were on boats, traveling, visiting, and casting nets. Protocol, there he is. Um, I can hit you on IG after 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're on 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time every day except for Shabbat. So I will definitely message you then. Much love, much love. Protocol, man. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom Aparak. It's great to see you. It's Tabah to see you. Today, we're talking about crypto and beyond. Now, what does that mean? Oh, see now? All right. Don't make me have to break down Thor's Day. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. All right. I'm not even going to tell you what day of the calendar it is. For me right now, I'll tell you I practice the Jalali calendar, for one. It's a surprise, surprise. Some people would call it the month of Aries. However, there's a different name, Fafarajin, or Fafardin, excuse me, Fafardin. And in Fafardin, it starts the beginning of the year the same way that the beginning of the year started for who are the Paleo Hebrew. And so, no, it's not even Thor's Day for me. As a matter of fact, tomorrow will be Juma. And if I check the Jalali calendar, that might not even be the day for what tomorrow is. And therefore, that next day after Juma would be the Shabbat. On the Shabbat, we won't be hanging out on this particular channel. There's some other people that I spend time with during that particular day. And then even with day, we may spell it D-A-Y, however, there is D-E-Y. And in my calendar, D-E-Y is a span of 30 periods of 24 hours. What you call a day is a month. And I'm not being mystical about it at all. This calendar is recognized in Persia, in Tehran. There's a sign, seal on it, Basmala, in the name of our Father. This is recognized. Shalom, Akati Mary. Judah Starworth. Shalom. Shalom, Barak. So, yes, we've been discussing in a series the origins of different special interest groups. And I've been looking around because I couldn't find a particular notebook that had the outline of what we would be speaking on because we've made it pretty far. I don't know who Master Star is. Uh, Master D Star. Shalom Barak. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. After I broadcast, I do go back and check and review and see what's going on. I go back and I follow people there. I like to see what's going on, especially if, like I said, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have suggestions, first and foremost, if you have suggestions, please feel free to comment now. On Sundays, we'll do Q&A. You know, we can get into all of, like I said, this tomorrow or today ain't Thursday. Well, then what is Sunday and blah. There's all that stuff. Um, and then let's get to the meat and potatoes about it all, right? Doesn't matter what day it is. There's a certain standard that we walk with, and that would be our merit. That's our moral compass, and how we conduct our mission objective. Tanning products. I could stand to go and stand out and dirt and dig up a few things. You all might get to see that on camera because I'm gonna be turning up some dirt pretty soon. I need to. Maybe before or after I travel. And thank you for the like. I appreciate your love. I love you. What is love? Love is action. Why would I say I love you? Because yeah, I'm gonna go back and look at your profile. I want to see what it is you do, and I wouldn't mind uh, posting up information about you. That's for any of you. That's part of what I would like for you to put in your suggestions. Hey, talk about me. This is what I do. All right, you understand? I've been posting and posting for a while, and none of you knew this. What if I told you if you wanted to have a custom video, I could do a custom video for you where it doesn't even look like the stuff that I do. I'm doing that out of my own brain, right? This is what I think about music, my own concepts. This is music that I hear. What if I said, okay, I'll do a custom video for you? And I said it'll cost you $60. That's $1 per second. It's not going to take a minute for me to make the video. I'm going to make a video for you that lasts a minute, enough to catch someone's eye and enough to give people information about your particular service or product or special interest group that you want to represent. Now that's what I do. I'm a promoter. I'm a promoter because I'm also a musician and a graphics designer. And I have to go figure out how to publish things myself because I come from a group of people who believe in DIY, do it yourself. Now I could have went and signed with some people and maybe get that $1 million contract. However, once I get the $1 million contract, I realize it's really a loan to pay all these other people off. So then you go through and you itemize what is it that you're paying off, who are you paying off, right? Now, can you cover each of those factors? What's going on with all of that? How much goes to the studio for recording time? How much goes to the different producers who are developing the instrumentals to the tracks, not just paying in the background, but the ones who are actually using their equipment to develop these sounds so that you can have music for you to say whatever it is you want to say on a particular track. What's that got to do with everybody else? Well, sometimes it's you buying the music in the store, and then sometimes while you're walking around in the store, you hear that music being played. Sometimes on the way to the store, while you're traveling to wherever destination, you're hearing it played in the vehicle. Sometimes when you're just out and about and you got those ear pods in, see, that's the icing for the artist. The artist will get more money from the tickets that they sell when they show up at some place than they get for what's played on the radio. And in most cases, the artist really doesn't get paid even when you download their music. If you download from Amazon or if you download from this place or that place over there, that's not directly to the artist. That still has to go through a siphon. I've spoken on the concept of 200% copyright split with publishing. That's because if you own the writer's ownership, if you own the performance ownership, then you get the mechanical copyright rights for the royalties. The publisher still has another 100% for publishing. Then they come back and report to you, oh, this was placed here, it was placed there, and it was played or it was streamed. That means if you have an instrumental in the background of a video that's describing whatever your service and product or special interest group is, you have a potential of gaining a profit from people watching you. Then they might download it and send it to a friend or send the link. Either way, you are being promoted or your special interest group is being promoted in a catchy way. People don't watch television and listen to commercials. One of the ways that I would get paid on YouTube is people agree that they will play my videos and allow for the ad to be there. Now you can skip through it, and I don't know what they do about premium packages. If somebody has a premium where there's no commercials at all, then it really is paid off of that particular song was played. And then there's different sources of those plays. There's ad streaming, like I said, where someone actually does allow when you have the back-to-back commercials and they're like, all right, the whatever it is you're trying to watch will play in 5 seconds. Wait 5 seconds and whip goes to the next one. Wait 5 seconds and now you can actually skip. That's when they're slipping in just enough so that they can play that ad or then the next ad just to get it in your mind. Boom, there you go. And then you can actually pay attention to whatever it is you're trying to tune into. I see it when those times where somebody is playing one of my songs. It doesn't catch it every time. I've had printouts since 2016. Are they completely accurate? No. They're not completely accurate because there's been a change up in what the claim of the date is going to be. First, it was the moment that the music or track or whatever was uploaded, then it would start on the publishing date. That turned into no, it's going to be when we started the original agreement. So now it's up to me to take note of when the publishing date is. That's when they start their claims on publishing rights. And in reality, there is whatever happened before that time. If I had it already uploaded and published and pre-existing, now they can't necessarily pay me for anything before 2016. However, they have to recognize that it was published. I would be the body that would represent that cause. So right now, going through a scrubbing process because there was a song called T.E.R.A.N.C.E. I did lyrics over a song that was produced by a group called Portishead. The song is called Mr. Romans. Great song. I like the song. I love the song. What does it mean to love something? You do an action towards it. You do something where you can give something that you thought was missing and you can help add on. Now, in this particular situation, I'm not being braggadocious about it. I'm letting you know that I heard and felt some lyrics to that song and decided that I wanted to place those lyrics on that song, knowing that you would be able to hear their song the whole time. I wanted my lyrics on there too because it matched. It matched in my ear, and then I did the recording and I played it back, and it still matched. Everybody else around me liked it too. Must have done something right. Now, what does that lead up to? Lo and behold, I look up one day and that song had 8.6 million plays on YouTube Music. I don't even use YouTube Music. I use YouTube for the videos. I upload videos. I have a question for you. How many of your favorite artists can offer an album that's actually a soundtrack to a film? Because each of my albums, if you lined up the videos, it's a film. It tells you a story. How many of your favorite artists can offer music that's played in the penitentiary system? I'm not bragging, I'm telling you that I turned in my music and it was actually officially uploaded, licensed, and synced. I'm telling you, no, I did not pay whatever amount for membership for a month or for a year. No. Now, was it just something I turned it in and it was free and all of that? No. There's paperwork behind the scenes you must do. Now, It's not necessarily you break out your notebook and pen. You want to do that for your own personal ledger that you have outside of what's in your laptop or what's in your handy dandy computers, your phones, or your tablets, or even what's on the cloud. You want something that you can get your hands on at any time, your hard copy. A new debugger to Rujo to Elegba. Bubble High Mountains, Oluwashina, Naomi, Naima, Shalom Barak, peace and blessings to you. Great to see all of you here. Good to see all of you here. Keep hearing about these sponges, right? And pouring a washing detergent across it, and then you get some abrasive powder, squeeze it out in the sink. So the best sponges you can use. You have to contact Bubba Hot Mountains to find out the rest. I just keep seeing the videos, right? You get your information. So what's all that got to do with cryptocurrency and crypto beyond and everything? We're talking a mile a minute. You told us about morals and standards and something about there's supposed to be a business proposal. hmm and something about you can do a 1 minute video. hmm Something about you register music. Excuse me. What's all that got to do with entrepreneurship and the next person who's a small business? What does that have to do with them? All right, so if you don't have a brick and mortar company and you work from home, you got a small space dedicated as your office space. Well, you actually work from the car because it's whenever you hop out of the house and you jump in that car, all of a sudden you're an Autobot. You know, they used to have a name for people who were part person, part horse, a centurion, a centurion, a centurion. Watch out now. Get going on a verbal tangent on it. So this centurion, the centurion, rides about in a car to go and handle business. But either way, work, you're doing some kind of work. Latest and greatest idea and innovation is to have a 1 minute video that explains everything about you, especially if you're going to put in applications, because they want to know about you before you walk in the door. And people, for some reason, have become so uh, short in attention. I'm not going to say I'm one, however, yes, I am one. There's times someone might be talking to me and I'm not. I've heard most of what they said, but sometimes I might have missed something because, yeah, my brain did go somewhere else. They might have said a word that triggered a thought that I had earlier today and brought me back to a conclusion on it. Rocking and rolling, just seeing what's happening. Hmm. The yellow swan, or the yellow ducker, or something to that effect. Ever been to Dixon Myers? Cannot say that I have. Now, the Mason Dixon Myers, that's a different thing. Dixon Myers, no, I can't say that I have. Rougeau, though, that one right there, I meant to say something about that. Don't call me Rougeau. Or is it they call me Rougeau? Learned a few things listening to Screaming Jay Hawkins. Owning your master copies and recordings is like having an LLC, because each song, each track, each concept is something that people can invest in. It's rare that you hear about the top selling album. You hear more about the top selling track, and then it's the top selling track in whatever genre. You announce that you're going to go to school and then you're going to go to college and you're trying to get into a career. They say, oh, yeah, become a doctor, become a lawyer, become a this, become a that. Here's the top paying way to get that done in that profession. Who's the top paid entrepreneur? What do they do? What do entrepreneurs actually do? So when you go and you put in an application, they ask you, who are you and what do you do? Self-spoken on being in an elevator with an exec and you've got 5 minutes to tell them, this is who I am, this is what I do. Why is that important? Because no matter who you meet, you should be able to tell them that, because they can either gain from whatever your service or product is, or they can gain from the special interest group that you might represent. You should be able to tell them on the spot, that's your mission. I've been asking, what's your mission? What's your mission? Anybody, can you declare your mission for me? Let me know. What's your mission? Scratching your head about it? Tell me. Shalom, Akati. Shalom, Akati, Mary. Tell them I said Shalom, Barak. I don't even know what time it is at the moment. I haven't touched the screen. I'm in for 30 minutes for right now, as far as I know. Shalom, Akati, Deborah. Thank you for stopping in, Akati, Mary, and I appreciate it. I really do. Much love. Yahava, Ahava, Ahava, Ahava. So, we're going from, let's see, it would be to, what is it, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., I think, maybe. Trying to figure out what the time schedule would be. It's 4 p.m. I start on this side, so what is that, noon to 1 o'clock? Go from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, or go from 4 to 6. So 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Much love, much respect. 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock your time. Send love to the family too. I know there's things going on out west. If I could be there, I would be there. There's other things afoot. Love you all. Might have to refill my cup in a minute. I've had last few uh, drinks of water, or not water, maybe even coffee. Minister Stephen, Shalom, Barak to you too. Jada, thank you. It's great to bother. Have your presence here. Much appreciated. Much obliged. Yahava, Hava. Yahava is love. Love is love. So yeah, you have an entrepreneur who is on the path, keeping a certain standard for Yahava Elohim, Ravak HaKadesh, Yashava Hamashiach, looking to provide service and products for the community, or even represent another special interest group. You can go door to door and announce your presence. You can print out business cards. How far do those business cards go? Tada, thank you. Shukran, thank you. Gracias, gracias, spasibo. Thank you. Business cards are going to cost you a certain amount of money. It's going to cost you a certain amount of time to go around door to door speaking with people as it is. So when you do make your presence known, you want to make that as valuable as possible then. And that's great to exchange the business card. You might even know what their front address is. They might want to know yours and your phone number and all of that. And then what's your email? Now, see, the thing is, we get our emails and we treat email like it's all junk mail, just like what most of the stuff is coming from the post office. So we don't necessarily pay attention to what's going on in those emails. And unless it's an actual certain person that I recognize, well, I don't know if I'm even going to open it up anyway. Treat it all as spam. Click, it's all gone. I usually do that because if it's not somebody I know, it's usually some kind of scam. Do you know how they build scams? It's not a good scam unless it already looks like it works. That means somewhere along the line, somebody had a plan that actually worked that was the benefit for everybody. The person who was introducing the product or service actually had something that was great for the people. And the people said, we should compensate you for this. And the person said, that's great. I need enough back for the materials. And I also need, let me check the time real quick. Yeah, it's around that. Well, let's see here. 4 o'clock. Nope, it'd be 5 p.m. So I got one more hour. That's how that works. It's going on 4 p.m. for me. All right. They told me I don't have a concept of time, and that's the truth. It's daytime. Sun's down, nighttime. Look up in the sky, it's midday. Right. So yeah, one more hour. We're rocking and rolling. Yeah. See, this one is telling me I'm at around a 40 minute. That's pretty much correct. I came in a little bit late trying to get a good setup to buy setup. So I'm constitutionally lawful. Have the tablet on something that's stable, and I have the phone on something that's stable. If I need to, I can play some background music. We've been listening to music from different albums that have been registered. I've been showing how they are placed on YouTube as playlists. And the thing is, each of those albums, and depending upon whatever the name of the artist was, they each had an assigned topic page, a topic channel. That topic channel would be the gallery that has been presented, right? So, as an artist, there is 3PROJH, 3P Roach. 3P Roach has 3 albums: End of the Brick Paved Road, Crystallized Mind, and Have Some Cake. Those 3 albums are listed on 3P Roach, the topic page, and you would see the album cover art for each of them, and you could play each of those albums as their own playlist, right? The publishing company that I use, they are the ones that place that there. If you go on Facebook and you go into search where it gives you the option to look up music, if you type in EPROJH, you will find music. If you go and you search COLEB 4DIAMOND, you will find Cold Before Diamond. And if it still gives you a hard time, you add on FORYHBH. for your hover, cold before diamond for your hover. The more it's looked up and the more it's played, the more it will actually be pushed. So your album, oh, Yahasharael, Khazan, jump up and rejoice because your album is waiting for you to use it. There's going to be a Feast of Trumpets coming up because we're going to still be celebrating He has lived because right now we're coming up on the occasion of the past. It was not even that, but even before that, there was this angel, this messenger that passed over a certain area, and we were able to survive. And we're supposed to remember that moment. And as we walk through our time spans in life, we're supposed to take acknowledgement of where we are. So I'm here to remind you that you do have an album with your music on it that you can be putting in your videos when you're placed in scripture, giving acknowledgement to Yahweh. You need to be using your own music. Yeah, you can use everybody else's, but I need to see some for Yahweh music in people's videos because otherwise it's a slap in the face. There are 8 songs that you can pick. It's a slap in the face to me, to Brother Cole, to your creator, to innovation, to entrepreneurship, to community, to assembly. Like I told you all before, I don't run around here trying to profess that I am the Messiah because I'm not that nice. And it's not about money. I could go Eric P. and MD on you if it was strictly business. No, that's not what this is. This is stand on your square and rep your square. Okay, there are hungry mouths to feed. So let's make sure everybody's fed. Now, if you go back and actually check what you can use to make sure everybody is fed, I told a story about the guy who did 100 moves for free and it helped everybody. And then there was another guy who had he had $1 million and he burnt that $1 million in 20 days. I don't get on here and just jump around acting and laughing and being silly. Everything that I'm doing is a conscious, calculated move. When you hear me say this is a test, it's because it is. So this particular publishing group that I'm with, yes, they're supposed to link up with everything that it is that I do. Yes, they have placed the music on Facebook. Yes, they even put it on Instagram. Now, let's talk about the fact that it's on TikTok. TikTok will tell me that if I want to post up a video, I could upload a video that's 10 minutes long as long as it has approved music in it. Well, what is approved music? Well, it has to be music that will go along with their playlist of what is considered uh, free commercial music or commercial free music. The copyright has passed for them to be allowed to play these songs. They can play these songs and pay out a certain rate per song. You've heard me speak on the fact that it doesn't matter how many plays you get in a stream, you're not going to get a whole lot of money from royalties. I have a song. I have a song. It's called "A Message to Fight" on TikTok. It has over 530 something plays just on TikTok. However, that 537 still is not 1/100 of a dollar, which would be a penny. No, not 1/100, 1/1,000, 500 plays. So when you hear people talking about, oh, Spotify doesn't pay that much, none of them do. You have to lump all of them together in order for you to even see what the payout would be, because those are just new names for radio. The same radio stations that people used to listen to, they still exist because we are supposed to have some sort of signal in case there is an emergency. That is the broadcasting system. The original FCC regulates that you have to have a broadcasting system that delivers the news, the actual, if there is something going on for your information. Baby J. Julian. Foolishness and distractions is what they will send to you. And that's why when the executives got in the elevator with me, didn't know what it was like to do with triple Turkish blend espresso. You lucky I ain't found my coffee yet. The type of person that stands in an elevator and you start singing, please don't stand so close to me. Because I'm beside myself. There ain't too many people that can stand even being in the same room with me. Because you have to have a special capability called empathy. And when it comes to vocabulary or even considering what I would say is literary, we won't get into the physicalities and the practicalities of what might happen venturing into questioning it. Old classic, Shalom Barak. Mr. Krabs, you got the secret recipe? Send them plankton over. See, I got plankton about to walk the plank. Bah ha ha ha. Look like you got more names than I do. One time, me and my homie, we was walking out on one of them Lord's days, and there were some people. They was having a feast. We walk up thinking, hey, you know what? They having a family affair. Why don't we walk up and see if we can get in and get some play? So we walk on up, chest out, head up. He stops at the door. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Who is you? Oh, I'm cutting rich. And that's cutting salty. Oh, okay. Have a great day. You know something? Kindness is contagious. A merry birthday to those who weren't born today. A merry born day to those who were, and a birthday to their parents. I used to have a cousin down the block that lived around the corner that was underneath this tree that was right next to the sidewalk. And if you walk down that sidewalk long enough, you might get to the end of the sidewalk. Have you ever been to where the sidewalk is? You ever left the light on in the attic? You ever met someone who was great at writing and wanted to get out there and found out it's going to cost if I try and get my book published, but I want to write? And then along came someone who said, yeah, sure, you could write your book. You can even recite your book, and you can, and we'll have it edited for you. Just pay for this subscription, and we'll ship it straight out for you. Or we can do it hardbound from this publishing company over here, but they're going to have to buy it outright. As a matter of fact, you need to buy the first 10 copies. I don't have 10 copies of money because I'm trying to sell my book to have some money. Hmm. Y'all know about Benjamin Franklin and working on a printing press just so that he could print out page by page his book, week by week, sections and chapters. And he wasn't the only one that did that. I remember sitting in the doctor's office and you could read the light magazines or you could read the Reader's Digest. It was like a miniature encyclopedia. And they had those, maybe it was monthly or something like that. The Reader's Digest was no joke. Short stories and reviews about other larger books that you could read. You know, the children were supposed to be over there reading the highlight. Well, I got tired of highlight. I didn't read through highlight in a couple of minutes. What else you got? What are y'all reading on? What's this? See, they try to tell you about the ethics and survival of what you're supposed to do in jail. Or when you get to jail, go find the biggest, baddest, and go pick a fight. Okay, I went and found the biggest, baddest book and picked a fight. Then went and found the next book, and what else you got? There's only been a couple of books where there was no fight, there was no contest. So it's a talent if you can sit down and express words that inspire other people. Oh, yeah, and you deserve your intellectual property protected. All words, all images, all sounds. And there's a way you can register it to where other people can receive it in paper form, in audio form, and in beautiful scenery that could be a film.